Korea, who will bat at the top of the first. Let's meet the team from South Korea.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 조승서입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 양의지 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 조원태입니다. 제가 좋아하는 선수는 클레이튼 커쇼입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 최민호입니다. 제가 제일 좋아하는 선수는 김재호입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 최유빈입니다. 제가 좋아하는 선수는 박병호 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 정준호입니다. 제가 제일 좋아하는 선수는 임창용입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 김재경이고 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 오승환 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 김무성입니다. 제가 제일 존경하는 선수는 유현진 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 김승혜입니다. 제가 좋아하는 선수는 김재호입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 권세윤입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 추신수입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 이준혁입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 야구 선수는 이치로입니다.
안녕하세요. 이유민입니다. 제가 가장 존경하는 선수는 다르비슈 선수입니다. 안녕하세요. 저는 박사원입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 강정호 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 유정택입니다. 제가 제일 좋아하는 선수는 이종범 선수입니다.
It is a big, strong team from Seoul, South Korea, and here's the pitcher they'll face for Curacao.
Yeah, and it's a big, strong pitching staff for Curacao. This is a team that when they rolled through their regional in the Caribbean just was almost unstoppable, 61-1. In the 6 games that they played to get to this point. Obviously the pitching staff a big part of that. They allowed just 1 run, scored a ton, and this is one of many for Curacao that can be great on the mound.
Yeah, the lefty Jorangelo Seonche, and he's an interesting kid. He's got a lot of baseball talent. A country that is so much smaller. You think of Seoul, South Korea, where the South Korean Little League team comes from, a population of 25 million plus. The entire country of Curacao has about 150,000 people. So in terms of the size of the place, South Korea, a giant country, Curacao, just a little island in the Caribbean, but rich in baseball tradition, both of them. And one thing I find fascinating, we meet the kids from South Korea, so many of their favorite players are players from that professional league in Korea, and they play good baseball there. So Young Tae-ru will lead off against Seon-chae. His first pitch goes behind Ru. It's ball 1. Well, South Korea, a team with all that baseball history. The Little League from Seoul has been here 3 times before. They have never lost even a game. All 3 times that South Korea has been here in Williamsport, they have walked away as champions without a loss. And there's the first strike from Seon-chae, our home plate umpire, Sante Del Vecchio. There's Sante from British Columbia.
Ball. 2-1.
And I think, Kyle, with that history behind them, you know, how much does history matter? These are different kids, different teams. This particular team from South Korea is a very confident group. That one almost hit him.
Yeah, when you watch them move around, you understand why. I don't think there's a bigger team here at this year's Little League World Series than the team from South Korea.
They got a lot of enthusiasm. Ru shoots one foul right towards his teammates. Heads up.
Got him to stop dancing just for a minute, but here's the size. Tallest average height here at the Little League World Series at 5'7". The tallest player, Sang-Hong Park, who's 5'11" and 195 pounds.
Ball 4, and Ru draws a leadoff walk for East Seoul Little League. And many of the friends and family of these kids have made the long journey to Williamsport. Right away, a base runner. Sam Kwan, who is the center fielder, at second in the lineup, 13 years old. But again, we're pumping up South Korea. They've got the history, they've got the size, the strength, the bunt attempt, and he pulled back in time to take ball 1. You and I were here just a couple hours ago to watch Canada, Japan. All the history, all the Little League World Series tradition on the side of Japan. 10-4 Canada final score.
Yeah, and we saw it just up the hill a minute ago. I mean, the team from the West in California who's been so good lately, and Iowa knocks them off.
That's a wild pitch that moves Ru into scoring position. Makes the count 2-0. Maybe a few nerves for the left-hander, Jurangelo Cienche. Another bunt attempt. This time he bunted at it, bunted it foul. Cienche's a kid who grew up a natural left-handed thrower, but he wanted to play shortstop. There have been so many great shortstops that have come from Curacao. Right now in the big leagues, Andrelton Simmons might be the best defensive shortstop in the game. Jurickson Profar, 2-2. So he learned how to throw right-handed. So he truly is ambidextrous. He can throw both right and left-handed. As a pitcher, he tends to stick from this side.
Don't you love that? I mean, he says, I want to play short, so I'll just teach myself to do it the other way. And we've got him at shortstop some.
3-2. He works fast.
Everybody likes that.
That is low. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start the game. Well, Little League Baseball, a division of Little League International, 16 teams, a modified double elimination tournament. So if you lose today, you're not out. 10 to 13-year-olds here. 6-inning games on 2/3 conventional field size, and there are mandatory minimum play rules where, in the case of these two teams in this game, every kid will get to bat at least once in this game. We got special pinch runner rules to try to get everybody involved. A first pitch swing and a foul off the bat of Sehon Park, who is the right fielder and a very big, strong kid.
5'11", 195, just 12 years old. And I think from that swing you can tell if he gets one, a ballpark with fences at 225 is not going to hold it.
He got hit right in the middle of the lower back. So Jurangelo Cienche right now doesn't have a real good feel of where the ball is going. He's walked 2, and now he's hit a batter. He's going to walk over and check on Park, make sure he's okay. Dad. Oh. As a parent, you feel it too.
It hurts.
And trouble right away for Curacao. We see this a lot here. It's these kids are not used to playing in front of crowds like this, settings like this, the big, beautiful ballpark.
Bom, bota o pé assim, né? Laço, não bota bala, tira fuerte para nos carros. Bom, já vai bari, ba, no sport.
And sometimes, early in these games, the nerves are very present.
We just think of put yourself in a 12-year-old body in this setting right here, to where you've got 6, 7, 8,000 people surrounding you, a ballpark that you've never been in before. Understandable if there's some nerves all the way around right here.
The trainer making sure. Park, he seems to be fine. Easy for me to say, but I think he's okay.
You didn't just get smoked in the back.
I did not. Thumbs up, okay. Bases loaded, nobody out. And now you get another one of the big boys. Yubin Choi, who is the third baseman, is the cleanup hitter. Describes himself as not just a good ball player, a very good weightlifter, competitive weightlifter. He likes to try to hit the ball a long way. That one way outside. What a great play by Donovan Antonia, the catcher, to keep it from going to the backstop. Very athletic behind home plate. Well, Kyle mentioned it. This Curacao team, they played 6 games in their Caribbean region tournament, gave up 1 total run. That one high and tight.
Jurangelo Cienche just having a hard time. If you're missing in one spot, sometimes it's an easy mechanical change. Maybe you're moving a little bit too quick towards home plate or something that's a fix. But the misses so far have kind of danced around a little bit.
Well, are we going to have a pitching change already?
He's going to throw right-handed. You ever seen this move?
I have never seen this.
This is awesome.
He's going to switch and throw right-handed.
Now that I can honestly say I've never seen. Pat Venditti, who's seen some time in the big leagues the last few years. See, but he can't do it in the middle of an at-bat.
Yeah,
you can't.
And I don't think this has ever been addressed. There may not be a rule in the books.
There is a major league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this level, there may not be a rule.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, the major league rule, the pitcher has to decide first, and then the hitter can choose which side that they go to. But you can't change in the middle of an at bat. So I would bet that he's going to have to finish this at bat left-handed. Then, if he wants to switch, he can do it.
Wow. I mean, it's amazing that he's capable of it. And we may never exactly. Hey, my command's not good for the left side. Let's try this.
There's not too many people in the world that could be the solution right there.
I mean, the other issue is the pitch count issue. The whole idea, right, is arm fatigue. He's thrown 16 pitches left-handed, and presumably they count against his overall limit, but. And that makes sense that it would be 85 total pitches, but there would be a loophole that someday maybe somebody could try to exploit.
Pat Venditti, who has done this at the major league level in the last few years, the glove is one glove. It basically has two thumbs in it, so he can switch during the course of an inning. We saw here it was a different deal right here where they had to bring a different glove out to Jurangelo Cience, and he won't be able to switch mid at bat, which would assume the rule from as far as that goes is the same here. So he'll have to finish the at bat throwing from the left side, and then he can choose after that if he wants to switch.
Well, he just got all warmed up right-handed. He's going to have to get the other glove and finish the at bat left-handed. Just kind of unprecedented. Go get the other glove now.
That's a first here.
I think that we may have just seen a first. For you and me, it is. So the count is 2-0. The cleanup hitter at the plate, bases loaded, nobody out. And that's ball 3. The walk obviously forces in a run. Presumably, well, we'll see whether we're going through it all again. Oh, he's ready to swing on 3-0.
3-0 green light in the first. I like it.
3-1. Ball 4. Well, that forces in the first run of the game. Bases are still loaded. Nobody's put the ball in play yet. It's 3 walks and a hit batter, and now here we go. We're going right-handed now that at bat is finished. Jurangelo Cience, and we mentioned it right off the top how he taught himself to do it because he wanted to play shortstop, natural left-hander. Let's see if the command is better from this side.
He just wanted to get 2 gloves out of this dude. He got 2 new gloves out of the trip to Williamsport. I love it. Easton loads him up with the left-hander and the right-hander.
By the way, we're getting a pinch hitter right away in the first inning. So you're going to play games, move around, switch from a left-handed pitcher to a right-hander. We're going with the lefty hitter. Old Sung Kim took a pretty good cut. It's 0-2. He strikes out swinging. Not working left-handed. Let's try something else.
Well, I've never seen this at this level. The first 4 hitters he throws left-handed, switch the glove, go right-handed, and just pounds the strike zone. And at a time that Jurangelo Cience really needed a strikeout, he got it and just pumps another fastball in there.
He's a different pitcher.
Yeah.
Yumin Lee, Another pinch hitter for South Korea, not in the listed starting lineup, but hitting right away. 1-0. And that's a ball. Not by much. Well, I do hope that Pat Venditti somewhere is watching. He's the guy who's done it at the big league level.
Absolutely. Creighton alum.
Half swing and a miss. 1-2. Well, you and I both, we after we're done with this Little League World Series every year, we hear from tons of big leaguers who watch all these games. Struck him out swinging.
Well, this is the same guy, just from a different side. All in the first inning. Urangelo Cienche, the first 4 hitters of the game. He walked 3, hit 1 from the left side, so would grab a different glove, go to the right side, and strike the next 2 out.
Amazing. He almost hits, and he did hit him. Just grazed him. Kim, the first baseman, gets hit. That'll force in a run. Cienche, and he's going to go over again. Got him on the shirt. I don't think it ever touched his body, but it definitely got the shirt, which counts.
Yep.
So here's Cho, and he takes a close one for a ball. Tae Cho, left fielder, 13 years old. Look at that emoji. I've seen lots of smiles and thumbs up.
Turkey leg?
Just a turkey leg. That's ball 2. Command has been better from this side. We've seen a kid who switched from left-handed pitching to right-handed mid-inning. On the ground, softly hit. Cienche will make the play, and Curacao limits the damage. Well, we just saw something we may have never seen at the Little League World Series. After a half inning, 2-0 South Korea. Dave Fleming, Kyle Peterson here from Williamsport. 2-0 South Korea after a half inning, and Curacao will now bat in the bottom of the first. And these kids from Caribean Little League in Willemstad, Curacao, the capital city. It's been around a long time. Established in 1634. Population of 150,000. Kenley Jansen, Jonathan Scope, Jurickson Profar. So many great baseball players have come from there. Let's meet the kids from Curacao. Brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
My name is Donovan Antonio, and my favorite player is Jurickson Profar.
Hi, my name is Karima Yubi, and my favorite player is Didi Gregorius.
Hi, my name is Jason Bianchi, and my favorite player is Didi Gregorius.
Hi, my name is Urangelo Cienche. My favorite baseball player is Jonathan Scope.
Hi, my name is Azif Hernandez. My favorite player is Jonathan Scope.
My name is Jadon Josepa, and my favorite player is Andrelton Simmons.
Hi, my name is Alan Minolander, and my favorite player is Didi Gregorius.
Hi, my name is Neira Monica. My favorite player is Kelly Johnson.
Hi, my name is Shakira Sefa. My favorite player is Andrelton Simmons.
Hi, my name is Igor Emanuela. My favorite player is Kenny Johnson.
Hi, my name is Hida Marlin. My favorite player is Jonathan Scope.
Hi there, my name is Christopher Marshall. My favorite player is Andrelton Simmons.
Hi, my name is Daniela Valentina. My favorite player is Kelly Johnson.
Hi, my name is Michael Vilches. My favorite player is Kenny Johnson.
And the pitcher they will face, Young Ho Young for South Korea, 12 years old, 5'9", 148 pounds.
Another big kid that throws hard, kind of slings it up there. 5'9", 150 pounds. And he goes out there with a 2-0 lead here in the first.
Well, let's see if he can find the strike zone. Urangelo Cienche, we saw on the mound and do something that may be unprecedented here in Williamsport. Switch from left-handed pitching to right-handed pitching mid-inning, and really did a much better job after he made the change. Urangelo is the leadoff hitter, trying to get Curacao started here in the first. Catcher have just a quick equipment problem, so now Junsei Cho behind the plate is ready to go. And the first pitch of the game from Young is on the way. Sante Del Vecchio wears the microphone, our home plate umpire. On the ground, past the mound, scooped up at short, and the throw hits him. Ouch. He's safe at first, but he just got drilled by the throw from Rue, the shortstop, right as he got to the bag. Man, and that was just a direct hit.
Kind of peeking to see where the throw is. I think one of the hardest. Yeah, I think it got him in that right leg when he was stretching out. I mean, the base paths are 60 feet, so there's not a lot of time for anybody to react on that one. Jae-Kyung Young, the first baseman right there, stretched, but then just the throw got on him so quick, couldn't get the glove to it. You could see it. He caught Urangelo Cienci about as squarely as it could.
And right away, he was really hurting. I really can't believe that they're going to score that as an error.
Like he might have beat it out anyway.
That's what I think. Poor Durangelo doesn't even get a hit out of it.
No. And Rue made a great play just to get to it. Had to cut in front of the base to make sure that ball didn't hit second base.
And I guess he's all right. Well, we'll give him a minute back in the dugout to kind of get things together. Okay, Josefa will be the pinch runner. Special pinch runner doesn't mean that Cienci is out of the game. Jaslyn Bianchi, the shortstop, will come up with a runner at first and nobody out.
There's our special pinch runner rule. So you can do it once an inning, only for the same guy in the order one time, and it has to be a player that is not in the lineup at that point. We've seen a little bit of everything here in the first inning,
I would say. Way outside to the backstop. That pinch runner Josefa on the wild pitch moves into scoring position. Like, what else do you think we could conjure up in this first inning? We haven't seen a balk.
No,
we haven't seen a balk yet.
Inside the Parker.
Okay, I like
that one. Takes some work.
Nobody's had a hit yet, although seriously, I'm just leaving that a hit in my scorebook.
It's the second time you've done that today.
Yeah, I can be a little stubborn.
Total deference.
I mean, come on, that's a hit. Bunt, foul. Bianchi. 2-1. That's still early in the game. If you're Curacao, you want to, hey, let's see if we can't manufacture a run, get on the board, try to settle in.
2-1.
Bianchi shows bunt again, bunts it. First base side, it's a good bunt. The play to first with the second baseman Kim covering. That's out number one on the play. And pinch runner Josefa goes to third.
Easy to bunt here either because the ball's getting on the hitter so quick. But a good job by the first baseman Jae-Kyung Kim to charge that ball. No reason to even look to third base right there. Get the out if they're going to give it to you. Curacao moves the runner up to third base.
So runner at third, Donovan Antonia, who may be the best hitter for Curacao. Taking strike one, big strong kid. He's the catcher. got tight zone.
Pretty good pitch at any level right there.
Sidearm delivery.
Really?
Yep.
It's that easy, huh?
It's just that easy, Kyle.
1-2.
It's like fish jumping in the boat. And it just
Foul ball.
have to move.
Came up here. Just came right to us. Cho, the catcher, he's trying to steal a strike. Well, I mean, look, what's your definition of getting it?
2-2.
Yep.
Look at that. Just the little flip up in the air just in case the camera was late. Yeah, I got it. Yes, I did.
Struck him out swinging. 2 down. Big strikeout.
Breaking ball there from Junhoo Jung. Watch that arm action too. Kind of low 3. That's all the way down under. A little sidearm action. See the spin on that ball that ends up having slider spin when it gets in towards the plate. First strikeout of the day, and he strikes out a really good hitter in Antonio.
So 2 down. Hidon Marlin is the hitter. Cleanup batter. Where's number 14? Has a good cut to short. And Ruth throws him out with that very strong arm. So an opportunity for Curacao. They don't score after 1 in Williamsport. 2-0 South Korea. Aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Yep, that blimp is high up above Williamsport, giving us these great shots of Lamadi Volunteer Stadium and the huge crowds already. It's just day 2 of the 2016 Little League World Series. We got 9 more full days of Little League World Series baseball for you. And the San Antonio, Texas kids are going to start to get ready for their game, the nightcap.
That'll be the last of the opening round games tonight. The kids from San Antonio in action.
Some got their headphones in, take on Bowling Green. The final game of the night and the last game of the first round. We got lots of players intermingling from teams.
Kids from Italy up there.
I think I've spotted some Panamanian players. Some from the U.S. side, maybe Tennessee represented here. Dave Fleming, Kyle Peterson, Marisol Castro. 2-0 South Korea. Top of the second. The second baseman, Sung Yun Kim, hits for South Korea, shows bunt, takes a ball from a very impressive young man on the mound for Curacao, Jurangelo Sayinche. Kim, he likes the 8-ball emoji. I'm kind of into these emojis. Gives you a little insight into the personalities.
All emoji wearing number 3. I like it.
1-1. Ball. 2-1. Well, South Korea did not have a hit in the first inning. They scored 2 runs. 3 walks, 2 hit batters. Punched foul down the first base side. Two and two. If you're just joining us, Jurangelo Sayinche in the first inning, he was having those command problems. Had walked 2, had hit a batter, and midway through an at-bat tried to change from left-handed pitching to right-handed pitching. They made him finish the at-bat. That one is taken down the right field line for a hit, and it's going to roll past Josepa all the way to the wall. Into second and stopping there. That's the first hit of the game for South Korea. It's a double.
Not an easy pitch to get on top of right here either. And watch the barrel of the bat. Drives it out to right field. That's a really good swing right there. Keep that ball as a line drive. Gets it all the way to the wall. The first hit of the game for South Korea is a double from the 9-hole hitter.
And I think that will be a hallmark of this team as we get to know them better. From East Seoul Little League. The balance on this team. That's a little flare to third. Caught by Fernandez. Have a little more info about Seiyinche, this switch pitcher for Curacao with Marisol Castro.
Hey, we're down here with his mom, who does not want to talk on camera, but she has told us that he started playing when he was 5, and it was through baseball that everyone in the family really discovered that he was in fact ambidextrous. Now, how often does he switch inside of a single game? Not frequently. His advisors say that he has to really feel confident to switch over to lefty. He predominantly prefers righty, but as you can see, he can pretty much dominate lefty as well. But he has to really feel it, and we can't certainly know what's going on in his brain or on that pitcher's mound. But he loves it. He's happy to be here, and got a lot of support.
I just think it's amazing. I mean, it's the number of kids that we've seen do it at any age. But this age to go out, I think he's actually throwing harder right-handed than he was left-handed. And that's the one that he learned later on. Again, wanted to be a shortstop, so said, all right, I better learn how to throw right-handed.
Well, when you grow up in Curacao and you got Andrew Jones, maybe you want to be a center fielder. You got Andrelton Simmons, Profar, want to be a shortstop. Pretty good role models. And he learned how to do it. Flying Superman.
Nice.
Seo Kwan.
As opposed to the non-flying Superman, but that's still, just to clarify, I like it.
A very modest nickname. We love when the kids show some personality, let us in on the nicknames and the superstitions. It's a great part of being here.
Outside.
Count 3-2. You know, we talked to the players, and they got some colorful nicknames on this team.
Son of the Wind. Smart Smurf might be the clubhouse leader right now. Stone Buddha's up there.
Stone Buddha's a good one.
Stone Buddha neck and neck with Smart Smurf. That sounds like the 5th race somewhere.
Big Boy is kind of a literal one because he is a big boy. So Young Park. Son of the Wind, to me, there's a poetry to it that you don't get in most.
So is that's your pick to click? Is Son of the Wind?
Well, or Handsome Guy.
Okay.
What's your nickname? Handsome Guy.
That's what I said.
Is that obvious?
Sounds like the 5th race at Aqueduct.
Outside for ball 1. You know, and the players here in Williamsport, they talk about how fun these South Korean kids are up in the Grove, mingling with everybody. There's a huge language barrier. Not many of these kids speak any English. And yet everybody loves being around them. Fouled that one off himself. Ouch. Maybe not in a good spot. This is the kid with the big boy nickname. This is Big Boy.
This is a big boy.
That's the second time he's gotten hit. I don't know how receptive he's going to be to the handshake this time.
Terribly receptive the first time.
Durangelo's coming on. He's going to try. Quit hitting me. How about that instead of a handshake?
Shake your hand afterwards.
I don't blame him if he's a little ticked off. It is not fun to get hit. That's not why we all love the game, play the game. So bases loaded, 1 out. South Korea threatening to really open this game up. They lead 2-0. Durangelo Seiyinche is having a hard time commanding his pitches. There's a good one.
Pitched himself out of a jam in the first inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. when the bases were loaded. See if he can do it again.
Benchoya walked. And strike 2 swinging, 0-2. This was the hitter when Seoul tried mid at bat to switch from left-handed pitching to right-handed. Had a little delay. He's ahead 0-2. 1-2. They had a conference. They talked about it and decided that he's not allowed to do that mid at bat, which is that's the big league rule. Got him. Strikes out Choi, 2 down.
This right side's got a chance to work right here. Both eyes stand on the catcher. Job of finishing right through his target. It's 3 strikeouts all from the right side for Seoul so far today.
Time.
They're trying to send up a pinch hitter here. And is it the same pinch hitter in the same spot?
Yeah. That's where he hit in the first inning.
So we are pushing the rules and testing our umpires.
Book's getting a workout down there.
No kidding. If you like rules conferences, this is the game for you.
There are so many of those.
2-0 South Korea. Bases loaded, 2 down. The starter has not had an at bat yet, so he's in the starting lineup. You used a pinch hitter for him in the first inning, and he's going to have to hit here for himself. Seo Choi. All right, so do we get that sorted out?
Well, he's ready to hit.
In the meantime,
All right.
you have a preference?
No.
No preference.
This thing's kind of old school. I mean, pick is.
Yeah,
that's kind of the way it always was.
That's the original.
You gotta go pick.
Well, we're here on the international side. This is the final first round game in the international bracket. Panama, a winner over Mexico, impressively so. Australia, for the first time in their Little League World Series history, with an opening round win. Canada, the monumental score, I think, of the Little League World Series so far, 10-4 over Japan. First time since 1965 that Japan has lost an opening round game in Williamsport. And this one, South Korea, Curacao. On the U.S. side, New York, I thought was really impressive. Walk-off win in a very competitive game. Tennessee over Oregon. And then another surprise.
Yeah.
Iowa over California. Chula Vista, which has such a great track record of success.
Johnston, Iowa, the Des Moines suburb, goes back and beats the kids from Chula Vista. The West has been in the championship game 6 of the last 8 times. How about this? First time both Japan and California lost in the opening round in the same year, and they have been here 19 times in the same year.
So that's pretty amazing. Now that's an autograph. That's a cool one. Some members of Team Japan, even after the disappointment, they were disappointed after the way their game this afternoon went. But they're here, taking in another ball game. They will play the loser of this game in an elimination game. So maybe also doing some scouting. Huh? Now I get it. Look, we want to get things right. We need to make a decision here and get the game going again.
Okay. Junso Cho's been ready to hit. He's standing there with a bat in his hand. He's ready to go.
He's been ready for 3 or 4 minutes.
Geared up. He's got the elbow pad on.
So Cho will hit. This is his spot in the lineup. Bases loaded, 2 down. I feel for Seonjae, the pitcher, who had to just stand out there and wait this whole time. So you can't be lifted for a pinch hitter 2 times. You got to hit before they use a pinch hitter a second straight time, which is what we said as they tried to send a pinch hitter to the plate. Trying a curveball there. It was a little bit high. A little sleepy during the conference. Now that we're back to baseball, maybe perk up again. A pop up and caught in foul ground as Fernandez. He did. Doing a pretty good job. Bases loaded but stranded. 2-0 South Korea.
Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great! And in part by Odyssey from Honda, official vehicle of Little League.
Dave Fleming, Kyle Peterson, Marisol Castro from Williamsport. As we wind down, still got plenty of baseball left on day 2 of the Little League World Series. And lots of choices at the concession stand.
Oh, Jew it up.
Look at you. You knew what you were looking at.
How to use it.
It's a big part of the experience of being here, that's for sure. You think he's had a little cotton candy or ice cream or both?
Followed by a Mountain Dew.
Bottom of the second, 2-0 South Korea. Young, their starting pitcher, still on the mound. Amin Hollander, the first baseman, comes up. Wow. A tiny strike zone now. We've had some problems with our pitcher's command, especially Seonjae for Curacao, but part of the issue, the strike zone is very small. Now that's definitely a ball. Hollander, a little closed stance from the right side. Okay, now there's a strike. And now it's Curacao's turn to think. You heard some of the reaction. They have a spirited fan section. Yeah, he went around. 2-2. I should have let Sante just say it.
He's got a mic on, Dave.
You and I, maybe we could just. It's kind of been a game. The ball hadn't been in play much in an inning and a half. He loves to try to drop down and change the arm angle.
I think that fastball at arm angle is tough enough for a right-hander to see, especially now he's standing in the sun. Ball's coming into the shadows right away.
Leadoff walk. So that's a base runner for Curacao. Tonight, 11 Eastern, kick off your weekend. Sports Center at night, live from LA. Neil and Stan tonight with all the highlights from the Olympics, Major League Baseball right here in Williamsport. NFL preseason is going down. Everything else from around the world of sports. Sports Center at night on ESPN. It's also streaming live on the Watch ESPN app. Seifa, special pinch runner. Strike 1 to Nazir. Fernandez, the third baseman. We've seen him make a couple plays over at third. That seems to be a popular emoji.
Is that the crying one?
I think crying, maybe crying while you're laughing so hard that you cry. I'm probably not the world's expert on this, but
2 strikes.
0-2. Foul tip right into the mitt. Strike 3. Well, the emojis, we're sort of tracking that. The unique ones, yeah, those count. I'm still trying to figure out.
Turkey leg.
Yeah. Hey,
mixed in the taco, that makes total sense for you.
Well, who doesn't like tacos? I mean, I love tacos.
I agree. We had grapes up there for John Luke.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The cash money from Riley Gonzalez of Australia with the wings on it.
Outside.
He's a kid who said he wanted to go shopping while he was here in the U.S. D'Angelo Valentina. Call him Jerry.
Those are my favorite.
What's his nickname? Bob.
Yep.
1-1. Runner at first, 1 out. Valentina, who's the center fielder on this team, shoots one foul. Well, you appreciate the safe by the pinch runner. He was taken off.
He just put his head down. He saw that ball at a chance to be fair, and he was not going to wait. Head down, run around the whole way. He didn't look up till I crossed second base. Like to swing. Fighting to get that barrel to it. Just couldn't quite get there. It's all right.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Still alive.
So it's 1-2. Young, the pitcher. Got him. With the sidearm delivery. 3rd strikeout in the first 2 innings.
That's a tough one to lay off of right there. See the fastball from down below, and everything looks the same. A lot of time to pick that spin up either for these kids that still just have not seen too many breaking balls at this age. That's not an easy one to pick up.
Strike 1 to Jadon Osepa. 12 years old. He's the right fielder for Curacao. Strike 2 swinging.
Two strikes. Ball.
You okay with the kid changing arm angles, sort of fooling around with that stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I think at this age, you want to try to get as good as you can at one first. Start dancing with others, but it's working pretty well for Mr. Young right now. Strikes out 3 in a row to end the 2nd inning. 2 in the books in Williamsport. South Korea leads it 2-0.
Some great images from today. How about Loretos and Escalchi? 5 2/3, 13 strikeouts plus a home run at the plate, leading the way for the monumental win for Canada over Japan. And then another game that I think would be considered a surprise. JT Garcia, sweet swing from the left side, a home run. He was 2 for 3. And Iowa takes down Chula Vista, California. Our fresh take brought to you by Subway as we start to wind down the opening round from Williamsport. First opening loss game, Kyle, for Japan since 1965.
Bowling Green back at it tonight. Bowling Green, San Antonio, Texas. The only 2 teams that have yet to start play here at the Little League World Series. They're going to go in at 8 Eastern.
Now, you think that's tough to have to sit and watch and hear all the results and watch all the highlights and be the last 2 teams?
Kind of fun to sit though and watch the first day and get a little bit more work in. I'm sure they're ready to go.
1-2 here to Junho
1 ball, 2
Young,
strikes.
the pitcher. And strikes out swinging. 4th strikeout for D'Angelo Seinche. Just a remarkable story. He started the game as a left-handed pitcher, and he just could not throw strikes. He issued 2 walks and hit a batter and decided he wanted to pitch right-handed. And so he got a different glove. And since then, he did hit a batter to force in a run, but since then he's been a totally different guy. We were speaking of the big league pitcher, Pat Venditti.
Omaha Central Zone, Pat Venditti.
And
Go ahead.
You pointed out the fact that he does have one glove that he can use from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing this in high school, and they went on to Creighton and did it there, and there was always this question: can you keep going through the minor leagues and up to the big league level and do it? And he's had the ability to do it, obviously, but the glove basically has 2 thumbs in it, so he switches it during the course of an inning. It's not one you can usually find on the shelves, though. So
it's a hard one to pick up. You at your local sporting goods store. 2-0 to the left-handed hitting Kim.
2 balls.
This is Stone Buddha. You like that one?
Yeah, this is top 5.
Ball.
3-0. Well, one thing you just think at the big league level about Pat Venditti and his potential value to a team as a guy who can do that. You know, you got relief pitchers who need a day off, right? You need a rest day. You've been working hard. Well, he's like having 2 relievers in one. He might need a day off from the right side, and he can still pitch for you left-handed.
There's that piece too, and you don't have to worry about exactly where you're bringing him in against the lineup. I mean, if it's left, right, left, that's fine. We can go after that. We'll just switch it around on the mound. To me, I was expecting that there would be a little bit, like one side or the other when we saw Cienche throw would look a little bit different. Both look really natural when he lets it go.
Full count here, 3-2. Uh-oh. Did we lose some netting? Or did we lose more than that? Coming right at you.
Cover up.
Well, something went flying.
Pieces.
Foul.
Duct tape and WD-40 will fix everything. Maybe not that.
The lens looks to be intact now. That little piece on top.
It's called a tally, Dave.
Oh, Mr. Television here, Kyle Peterson will get
what's called
tightened up. Nice catch. Ayubi, the left fielder, 2 down.
Hit pretty well for the swing. I mean, it looked like he just kind of flipped it. The ball just kept going out to left field. Kareem Ayubi is there, and we're going to raise that hand all the way up.
So 2-0, 2 down, nobody on. The ball hit to first, backhanded cleanly. Hollander goes to the bag for the out. And that's it. The best inning by far for Cienche. South Korea retired in order. Our tally is broken, but we soldier on. 2-0 South Korea. Welcome back to the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. That's a great view from out beyond right field. Now we look up above with our aerial shots here in Williamsport. Lamedy on the left, Volunteer where we are on the right, just down the hill a little bit. The baseball tonight set in between all the concession stands. The last game of the opening round on the international side. Strike 1 swinging for Kareem Ayubi, the left fielder, 9th place hitter. 2-0 South Korea. Curacao still looking for its first hit. We have had a couple base runners.
Ball low.
1-1. Klein says no, he did not.
2 balls, 1 strike.
We do appreciate our umpires here at Williamsport. Two and 2. Good fastball.
There's a lot of moving parts. Jun Ho Jong on the mound, but when it works and it's right, the ball really explodes out of his hand.
Another strikeout, his 4th in a row and 5th overall. So 1 out out here in the bottom of the third. All the excitement of the Little League World Series, including scores, stats, highlights, and more, can be found at LLBWS.org, or follow along on social media with #LLWS. Everybody's friendly here.
That is the truth.
Chopper foul. Junseo Cho, the catcher, he was trying to come out of that crouch, see if he could grab it before it went foul. I think a pitcher always appreciates that. Catcher wants to help
steal a few outs,
get you an out.
Grab it early enough. And if you do get it, if it's over the top of the plate or close, that's a hard play for any umpire to call.
It is. That one lined up the middle, base hit. Seyenche with the first hit in this Little League World Series for Curacao.
Good swing. Well, maybe this should be his second hit. First time up was that ground ball up the middle that hit him on the way down to first base. This time just lines it back up the middle. Nobody can get to it. Seyenche's on there with one out here in the third.
Now, I agree with you. That should say 2 for 2.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
And in case you're wondering, he is a switch pitcher, and as you would expect, he is also a switch hitter.
Nice.
Yeah. So if there's a lefty on the mound later in the game, we'll see him bat from the right side. Nair Yamanika will be the pinch hitter here. Nair wearing number 1 for his first at bat of the game. Runner at first, 1 out. Gets the called strike with the fastball. Just 11 years old, so he's one of the younger players. 0-2. We have 16 teams here, of course. 10 total players who have not yet turned 12.
2 strikes.
And most of those are on the international side. 0-2. That slider outside.
We've seen a home run from an 11-year-old.
We did.
Just meet Pineda for Panama in game 1 here.
1-2.
He's the 3rd youngest player in the entire Little League World Series, and he was really impressive. Still 1-2. The impressions on the international side, Panama's got that middle of the order, Gonzalez, Pineda.
Oh, yeah.
Star turn for Loreto Siniscalchi of Canada.
Australia looked very good in their game 1 win. Great on the mound.
2-2. And we know about the strength and the power of South Korea.
You would think just the way this game has gone, it feels like South Korea should be up more than 2-0. Still just 2-0. I mean, one swing could tie this for Curacao.
You're right. South Korea's had a lot of base runners, a lot of chances, even though they've only had 1 hit. Angelo Seyenche, maybe you would say he's been effectively wild. 2-2. That ball hit hard on the ground and through second base. Kim could not field it cleanly. Maybe an instance of an infielder trying to think double play.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Sung-Hyun Kim out at second base. He's trying to be so quick right here, and it's so difficult to turn a double play at this Little League level just because of 60-foot bases. The idea was right to go to second base, but just trying to get it a little too quick.
Yeah, make sure you get the one. Well, the words don't seem to be directed to the pitcher. At least not yet. It could be that we're going to make a pitching change here. South Korea is. The ball is in the hand of the manager, Lee Ji. Gave him the ball back.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Me either.
Like he was going to make his decision as they were having the discussion there. I'll give it back to you.
And while you're out there, set the defense too. We're breaking new ground here tonight. Switch pitcher. Take the ball here. You have it back. You're still in.
Give me that.
A bizarre attempt at another pinch hitter that stalled the game for a while. A great chance here for Curacao. Donovan Antonia chases that slider. Strike one. I think there could be a tendency. You're the big kid in the lineup. You're the run producer. You get a couple of guys on base.
Feel like you got to do it all yourself here.
0-1. Did not swing at that one. Good save by Cho, the catcher.
3 straight breaking balls here to Antonia. He chased the first one, then laid off the next 2. So tell that South Korea feels this is a guy that can do some damage.
Three and one. A walk would load the bases. Marlin, the cleanup hitter, scheduled to be next.
3-1.
See if Donovan Antonia can get a pitch to hit.
Three-one spinner. 3-1 spinner, and he was going for the downs. Looking for the fastball, put a good swing on it, just a little bit out in front.
It gives you an insight. I mean, he may just stick with that off-speed stuff. Big pitch to make here. 3-2. Fastball and called strike 3. Antonia cannot believe it.
It's seen a little bit of everything in this at bat. 3-1 breaking ball. You probably think there's a better chance you're going to get that. Instead, it's a 3-2 fastball that's called a strike. A big strikeout right there for Junhoo Jung.
So here is Marlin, right-handed hitter. 1-0. Well, base hit likely puts Curacao on the board. Extra base hit probably ties the game. Words from Sante Del Vecchio, but I think that was just ruled a swing. Yep. Ball. 2-1 way outside. .52 pitches now for Junhoo Jung. We're in the third. Those pitch count thresholds are a big part of this Little League World Series. Another slider, 2-2.
Not a bad night.
Struck him out swinging. And maybe we learned something about number 17. In a little trouble, he went with that slider, and it was a good one. 2-0 South Korea. Back in beautiful Williamsport, Pennsylvania, our Honda game summary. Kyle, 2-0 South Korea. Only one hit on each side.
Yeah, halfway home tonight. Junhoo Jung has been great. 3 innings, 7 strikeouts, walked just 1, and the strikeouts have really come when he needed them. For Urangelo Cienche started this game left-handed, gave up 2 earned runs, walked 3. Switched to right-handed, been very good since then. All 4 strikeouts have come since he started throwing right-handed.
Amazing what this kid has done, and he's kept Curacao in the game when it looked like right away this had a chance to be a blowout. South Korea loaded the bases, had a run across with nobody out. Ho Choi is the pinch hitter here, 13 years old. He's already looking forward to his driver's license, apparently. That's very good.
2 strikes.
So Choi behind in the count, 0-2. Just outside. Hit the target, but a little bit away.
1-2.
Two and 2. Donovan Antonio, that catcher, he's holding that for a while.
Yeah, he got rung up in the last inning. He was hoping he could steal one there.
I think you're right. Swing. Yeah, very beautiful swing, hard hit past the first baseman, and a good play in right field to Osepa. Choi to a single.
Minho Choi is first at bat of the game. Fastball away, drives it the other way. But watch the play out in right field by Josepa to get to it. Little spin pirouette, one hopper into second base, and make sure that the base runner Choi has to stay put. That's saving extra bases right there, but it's a leadoff single for South Korea.
71 pitches for Cienche, so he's not going to be in this game too much longer. Choi with the hit. That's just the second hit for South Korea. Rue, the leadoff man, takes a low strike. It's 0-1. We've seen the arm from this kid at shortstop. He walked to start the game, scored the first of those 2 runs for East Seoul Little League. Two. Showing bunt again. And now you figure he won't be bunting. Well, lots of the kids from South Korea telling us that baseball has really, and it's happened over the last many years, but has taken over as the biggest sport in that country. Chopper. Foul.
Ooh, I still like it. I like Antonio's movements. Back there, the catcher hits right in the middle of this lineup, but he was flying out of there and thought he had a chance to make that play.
Yeah, if you grab it while it's still on the line, that's a fair ball. You can get it out.
There you can take a chance too. Try to throw it to second base because the hitter
hadn't run. 1-2. South Korea, a country with more than 50 million. Seoul itself has 25 million people in the greater Seoul area. And so you figure we're going to see more and more kids growing up with the game, and more stars from South Korea showing up at the big league level. We've already seen a bunch of them. Two and 2. It is always interesting when a catcher gets called out at the plate. That's strike 3 called. Antonio thinking, well, finally.
Yeah, when they go back out there and have to see if they can get the calls themselves. We haven't seen this one very much from Cienche today. But a good breaking ball in the movement. Straight top to bottom. That's the one that at many ages people will give up on. You can see it go up before it goes down, drops right back into the zone.
A bunt popped up and caught, and they get 2. What a great play by Cienche for the double play.
How about the presence of mind just to know you've got a chance to potentially turn the double play? You got to catch it first. But then right away, there's no hesitation, knows immediately where he's going to make the throw. Cienche gets out of a jam right there. Curacao still trails by just 2.
Well, Curacao, just north of Venezuela, South Caribbean island nation, affiliated with the Netherlands, and a beautiful place with great beaches, surf, the coral reefs, and a love for the game of baseball, that's for sure. All the sights, the sounds, the colors. Spectacular island nation in the Caribbean, and these kids from Curacao here in Williamsport. The opener of the Little League World Series for them. Bottom of the fourth, they trail 2-0. Dave Fleming, Kyle Peterson, Marisol Castro, and a pinch hitter, Michael Vilches, right-handed hitter for Curacao. Gets that one hard into left field. He got one of those sliders. His first at bat of this Little League World Series, and he gets a base hit.
I like it. Michael Vilches, who hadn't been up there yet. Didn't have an easy one to handle either. Got a first pitch fastball. That one's a breakable. Kind of hangs in his zone though. Sat there and waited for him. Put a good swing on it. Drove it out to left field.
Vilches with the hit. And they use a runner for him at first base. That's Yamanika. Yamanika, a little extra speed on the bases. 0-1 the count to Nazir Fernandez. 1-1. We've seen Junho Jung stumble several times. He's having a hard time every once in a while with that landing spot. Foul, 1-2. Was it last year you and I were here where there was a pitcher who just over and over again could not get comfortable with the landing spot on the mound? We had delays. The grounds crew was trying to help him out. Big tall kid. I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes, it was. We were here. That did happen. Good story, though.
1-2.
Another strikeout. The breaking ball away. 8th of the game.
That's where that breaking ball is so tough to pick up. You can see that low sidearm angle. I mean, it's easy with the camera to pick the spin up, but put yourself in the batter's box. Not a lot of time to react. Got to get those hands early for the fastball and just couldn't hold up for the breaking ball. Strikeout number 8 on the night for Junho Jung.
Gregory Manuela will be the hitter, left-handed hitter. Gregory, 12 years old. Ego, they call it. Showing a bunt. He wanted time. He didn't get it, and he takes a strike. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Now lots of talk. Get back in there. Well, Curacao has sort of been on the ropes at times in this game, but they've managed to keep it just a 2-run lead for South Korea. Ball. 1-1. Junho Jung, 7 consecutive outs via the strikeout for him. When they put it in play, good things are happening. A little bit low. Not by much.
2-1.
Way inside, that gets by the catcher Cho. Wild pitch moves that runner. A special pinch runner. Yamanika into scoring position. So an opportunity for Curacao. You can envision that for Junseo Cho, the catcher, this guy is not the easiest guy to catch. With the arm angles, the movement, the way that slider's darting all around.
3-1.
strike two, 3-2. And Weller thought it was ball 4. Can't believe it.
3-2.
Still full. I think it takes a tough kid at the Little League level to put on that catcher's gear, get down in the squad. It could be a thankless job.
Because it hurts sometimes.
It hurts.
I mean, you're going to get hit when you're back there.
On the ground is short. Not an easy play. Got him at first. Rule, what a throw. And Weller thought he was safe. And I'm sure Curacao will be thinking about this one.
This is a really good play. Yuntak Rue, the shortstop. We've already talked about the arm strength, but watch what he has to do. He has to go around the runner. Runner right there, and then has to move his body back to make the play. Throws on the run, and I think he did just get it. Barely. No. Barely not. We'll see if this gets challenged, but that foot might have got there just in time.
Well, he was called out. Now Manuela has stayed at first base, which does give us kind of an insight into what Curacao is thinking about here. I don't believe they have officially yet asked for the review. They are going to challenge the play.
There's the foot. It's really close, but I think he was safe.
Yeah, they call him safe after the review. That's big. I mean, it was a great effort by the shortstop, but to no avail. That'll be an infield hit. Still only one out, first and third for Curacao. Jordan Josepa comes up. 2 on, 1 out. And a little extra pressure on that kid, Junho Jung. See if Josepa can get the bat on the ball, put it in play, try to get a run home. Right on the outside for strike 1.
Take there.
And that's the pitch that he wants you to swing at.
Even though Josepa has had it at bat, that's still not an easy one to pick up.
Right there, strike 2. On the ground, foul. Well, that's kind of the idea. You got to get the bat on the ball here, try to get that runner home.
Now just try to get something else you can drive. That one was out off the plate, but protecting the whole time. Alicat's out early. I like it. Why not?
Yeah, strike 3 called.
That one's tough. So we throw the breaking ball out away that you got to protect against, and then he just sticks the fastball on the outside part. This is a really good pitch. Good job of getting through it right on the outside black. Josepa looking for a big second out of the inning.
So 2 down, and now it's not quite good enough just to put the ball in play. Frustration for the kids from Curacao. Josepa will be the pinch hitter. From the left side, strike 1.
He did a full pirouette after that pitch, too. That's a pretty good job to finish that because it turned to 180 after he let it go.
2. So he's a strike away from getting out of the jam. He's got 9 strikeouts already in this game. First and third for Curacao. Struck him out swinging. And that's pretty beautiful pitching.
Pretty good day for Jung-Ho Jung on the mound so far. He's given up just 3 hits, and when he needs strikeouts, he's getting up 3 in the 4th inning. 11 total on the game. Still 2-0 South Korea.
Well, as the sun starts to set in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, beautiful aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. High up above as we plow through day 2 of the 2016 Little League World Series, the final game of the opening round on the international side. Panama, Australia, Canada already winners. This is South Korea, Curacao, New York, Tennessee, Iowa have won on the U.S. side. And the last game of the night, the last game of the opening round, Kentucky and Texas still to come. Swing and a miss by Park for strike 1 as we're underway here in the 5th. Sang-Hyun Park has been hit by a pitch twice. So I think anything other than that and he'll be happy.
We've had 2 unenthusiastic handshakes over on first base. He's just looking to swing it here. Good pitch.
Very, very impressive. Jurangelo Seyenche, the starter for Curacao, with the way it began with what we saw, switching hands mid-game from a left-handed pitcher to a right-handed pitcher, and the job he's done since then.
He's really given him a chance. In the first 4 of this game reach, and he switches over to right-handed, and after that he's been outstanding.
Just missed.
Pitch count getting close now, though. That was pitch number 82. 85 is the number. Pass it during it at bat, but then that would be it for Seyenche on the mound.
He got the call this time. Out number 1. And I said for Park, I think anything other than being hit by a pitch would be a good result. He didn't look like he agreed.
Maybe not that.
Maybe not that.
Look at the difference 4 batters faced when he was throwing left-handed, gave up 2 runs, walked 3, didn't strike anybody out. The right-handed side, all 5 of his strikeouts have come there, and he has not allowed a run.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's cool. It's been fun to watch.
And I guarantee you he is thinking, well, I should have just started the game right-handed. It's not his natural side. He was a natural as a young kid left-hander, wanted to play shortstop. So he taught himself how to throw right-handed. He looks totally natural now. Curveball, and it's 1-2. And now with that, those last couple pitches, this will be his last hitter.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball.
Bounce the curve. 2-2. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yubin Choi walked to force in a run and struck out. Now the power and the strength of the middle of this order for South Korea, and Seyenche has basically kept it in check. 2 hits. Curacao has 3 hits to South Korea's 2, even though they trail in this game. 3-2. And that one just missed. Ball 4. Now that's how his night will end. He's got a lot to be proud of, though. We're making the call to the bullpen. 90 pitches, and the switch pitcher Jurangelo Seyenche is out of the game. South Korea leads 2-0. We'll be right back. Well, just up the hill at Lomity, they are getting ready. Bowling Green, Kentucky, San Antonio, Texas for the final opening round game on the U.S. side of our Little League World Series bracket. And so when we're finished here at Volunteer, we'll take you up the hill where there will be a big crowd on this beautiful Friday night. Just a spectacular scene from Williamsport. The start of our first weekend of the Little League World Series. Curacao and South Korea, the last opening round game on the international side. Sanchez goes to shortstop. Kidon Marlin is the new pitcher, a right-hander. So Marlin with one out and a runner at first. His first pitch is up and away, ball one. Years old. Good cut from Kim. It's 1-1. This is a spot where we had the controversy about the pinch hitter earlier. We've had more than one controversy in this game.
A lot of discussing.
1-1.
I mean, it has been a strange game, a competitive one.
Ball.
Curveball. Antonio throws behind the runner. Choi gets back safely. But between the argument about whether Sanchez could switch pitch in the middle of an at bat, whether they could pinch hit 2 times in a row in the same spot in the order. Now Marlin having a hard time commanding as he starts his night on the mound.
3-1.
There for strike 2. Struck him out swinging. Got to chase one up. So there is Durangelo Sanchez.
Why he wanted to start throwing right-handed so he could play shortstop. Didn't start there, started on the mound, and Jaslyn Bianchi now over at second base.
I'm glad you said that, because that is true. That's originally why he did it. So now he gets to play short. He pitched well. He pitched from both sides. Amazed us with that. He should have been credited with 2 hits. He's been given 1 hit. He's had a nice game for Curacao. No swing on the appeal. 2-0.
2 balls.
Min Lee pinch hitting here. Gets that one up onto the rooftop. Twilight time, beautiful time of the evening with the sun setting behind us. The lights are on, starting to take full effect. There's the last of the sunlight.
No wind. Perfect night right now.
Nice curve, 2-2. Got that from our DirecTV aerial coverage. That's a live shot. Strike 3 called. So Marlin gets a couple of strikeouts, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order coming up for Curacao. They trail 2-0.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Scope. My favorite baseball player is Derek Jeter.
Jonathan Scope, he can do some damage for the bat. Base hit, and Curacao strikes first. And here comes Jurickson Profar.
My name is Jurickson Profar. My favorite baseball player is Alex Rodriguez.
Runner at second is Scope. Profar's our hitter. In the air, deep center field, gone. Profar puts Curacao up by 3 runs. How about that?
Well, it is amazing. I love hearing Brent Musburger's voice here from Williamsport. And then that 2004 team from Curacao with not 1 but 2 future major league players. No wonder they won the Little League World Series championship. Jonathan Scope, who's got 20 home runs for the Orioles. Jurickson Profar, who's healthy and playing well for the Texas Rangers. 2 big leaguers on the same team. And Curacao tonight down 2-0. Se-in Che with a base hit already against the new pitcher, Sang-Yeon Park. He's the one they call Big Boy.
Big Boy started his game out in right field. Now comes on to try to finish it off. 5'11", 195 at 12 years old.
He throws pretty hard. 0-2. The 0-2 struck him out swinging. They threw to first. I'm not sure that they had to do that, but they did just to make sure. All right, well, here is Jonathan Scope and Jurickson Profar now on the same Little League team from Curacao in 2004 that won the title.
Just never know when you're going to see him again.
Take it off. We'll get it off. Sorry. Take your sleeve off, please.
We got rally caps going. Curacao has 3 hits. South Korea still only has 2 hits in this game. Jaslyn Bianchi put down a sacrifice bunt in his only trip to the plate against Park. Running out of outs. Open for a base runner. Got the call, even though Cho couldn't quite handle it.
Had to stick that fastball on the outside part. Closed a little too quick.
How about our first game on the international side yesterday when we watched Panama and Mexico? 3-1, and Carlos Gonzalez comes in the game late, and his catcher was a very demonstrative kid, starts receiving these fastballs, and between pitches is taking the mid off and shaking his hand. It's hurting so much.
Carlos Gonzalez throwing 80 miles an hour. Sting a little bit.
I think he's the hardest thrower we've seen so far in Williamsport. Foul ball. Full count, 3-2. Loreto Siniscalchi. I mean, there could have been a pitch mixed in there that hit 80.
First inning there may have.
He had some adrenaline pumping. He put our radar gun on the fritz.
3-2.
Throwing so hard. Bianchi strikes out swinging. 2 down. 12th total strikeout for South Korean pitching.
The second for Sang-Yeon Park since he's come into the ball game. Started this 5th inning. He goes strikeout swinging, strikeout swinging. The first 2 hitters in this Curacao lineup. Two down. He's got one of those too.
He does. Antonio just found out. Favorite actor Kevin Hart. Would it be mean if I said he might be bigger than Kevin Hart?
It's accurate. It's not mean.
1 strike pitch. He chased that slider again. 0-2. Slider, curveball, whatever he calls it. Antonio, he's a good hitter, but he's been frustrated, struck out both times. Now make it 3. Strikes out swinging. And that's it. The Curacao goes down in order. Well, this game with 1 inning to go, we're going to switch over to ESPN News as Kentucky gets ready to start against San Antonio, Texas up the hill. So before that game, to get you teed up for the U.S. side, we will send it to Jay Crawford. Again, we're going over to ESPN News. Now we'll send it to Jay.
Presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes to the 6th. It's been a really well-pitched ball game. 2-0. South Korea still leads Curacao. 5 total hits in this game so far.
That's Kyle Peterson. I'm Dave Fleming. There's Castro is with us as well. So the final inning here. Marlins' second pitcher of the game for Curacao. Ball 1. Kim, left-handed hitter, has been hit by a pitch. Takes a big cut, and somebody's about to get a surprise outside the ballpark.
Just walking with their popcorn, trying to head up the hill, and baseball comes bouncing by.
That's one thing about being here in Williamsport, where you're walking on the concourses. A baseball can fly out there anytime. We got 2 ballparks.
We've had a few fly up here.
We have. Not handled all that cleanly by us.
No, we still got him.
3-1. 3-1. Right in there. 3-2.
Let's get Crucky over here tomorrow. We get a real athlete up here. Maybe he can make a play.
We may test him. Deep but foul. Look out, Vance. Did he clear the Vance?
Radar lock on down the left field line. I don't know if they got any of them.
You know, I would find a better place to park those 2 Vans if they were mine.
A decent chance.
He's taking aim for him again. This time a fair ball and a wide turnaround first, but a good throw back in. Kim will hold it first. A leadoff single.
What's the reaction to this breaking ball? Hands start to go because he sees it's a fastball, and he slows him up and starts it again. That's not easy to do. Watch the hands go. Now kind of stop and go again. Just flips the barrel out there to try to get a piece of it, and got enough for a leadoff single.
Junhyuk Lee will be the hitter. Showing bunt, taking a ball. That was an impressive swing. And who knows, maybe Lee and South Korea will play for the 1 run. Try to pad the lead, only 3 outs away from an opening round win. They bunt it in the air, caught. The bunt play has not been the friend of East Seoul Little League. If you're just joining us, Jung, the starter for South Korea, 4 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts. Angelo Sainche really has been the coolest story of the game. He started off pitching left-handed, then switched and had more success pitching right-handed. And that last note there, it is worth mentioning again. South Korea has sent 3 teams before this year to the Little League World Series. They have never lost a game in Williamsport. Not a game.
11-0 all time at the Little League World Series, and a pitching change here for Curacao. And this is because of the pitch count. It was not because of how Dan Marlin was throwing the ball on the mound. 20 pitches right now. You take him out, then eligible to come back tomorrow. And if Curacao loses this game, they will play Japan tomorrow in an elimination game.
So we could end up seeing him on the mound tomorrow. So.
Jurangelo Cienche right now, so we're going to start the game left-handed. First 4 guys he faces didn't go that well. That's why we bring him another glove. So he can throw with his right hand also. Hit switch, throw switch. You don't see that every day, but when he went to the right arm, Cienche was great for Curacao. Really kept him in this ball game. First 4 of the ball game reached. First 2 of the ball game scored. After that, nothing. Struck out 6, all from the right-handed side, and now he goes to shortstop.
We have We have found another example at the Little League World Series of a pitcher throwing both left-handed and right-handed.
Yeah.
Angel Macias.
1957.
1957. Yeah.
So
is he the guy?
Yeah, he was the guy that threw the perfect game. It's the only perfect game in the championship game. But did he do it throwing left-handed and right-handed?
He did. It's the only perfect game in championship game history. And Angel Macias, in 1957, he did pitch both left-handed and right-handed in that game. First of two back-to-back championships for the Little League from Monterrey, Mexico. So there's a little Williamsport history. Very cool to watch tonight, though. That one hit deep to right field. And one hop up against the wall. Relay throw back in. And Kim will stop at third. It's a one-out double.
New pitcher in, Nazir Fernandez. Nobody has seen him, and Sung-Hyun Kim is the first one to face. Fastball out of way. It's one of the things that impresses me about these kids. A lot of times kids at this age try to pull everything. So often the better hitters here at the Little League World Series have the ability to drive the ball the other way. And short hops the fence for a double.
Infield in, line drive, base hit, left field. One hop. Josefa fields it cleanly and throws it back in, but a run is in. 3-0.
Again, driving it the other way. Watch Jakey Josefa, though, thinking that maybe that base runner is going to come off too far. Goes behind the runner right there. Good heads-up base runner by Sung-Hyun Kim not to go too far around third base.
Rue with the base hit. Seum Kwan. Runner takes off. The throw goes down. The slide safe. Good execution all the way around. That was a great throw by Donovan Antonia.
Great speed too. Ooh, I mean, maybe if the throw was right on the bag, they've got a chance to throw him out. But definitely beat that one. If you're South Korea, you're okay with that throw going through. If it gets away at all, that base runner's going to score from third. Instead, now two in scoring position with one out.
Hernandez pitches. 2-0. Well, look, we watched 5 innings where this South Korean team, we've heard so much about their power, about their offense, and they were just taking pitch after pitch after pitch. Part of that was the wildness of some of the pitchers from Curacao. But here in the 6th inning, a more aggressive approach, and it's paying off. You've got kids who are big and strong like this. Go up there trying to do some damage. 3-1. Close pitch. It has been a small strike zone. Maybe that's been part of it too.
3-1.
Walk loads the bases.
A lot of the damage in this lineup too has come from the bottom. The 9th spot in the order has 3 hits for South Korea. 4 of the 5 hits. The 7, 8, 9 spot.
So here's Park. We'll see if he's a little more aggressive. He's been hit by a pitch twice and taken a called strike 3. He was swinging away. 0-1. Ho Gung, who has come over from, as an example of a guy who's come from the professional leagues in South Korea. And he's had great success with the Pirates. Big part of their team. I don't think he's going to be bunting.
Ball.
Maybe that's a distraction to the pitcher. Nazir Fernandez.
2 balls.
This is one of your big sluggers.
I don't know if it's that or just to try to get his hands moving a little bit.
So shallow center. Who's going to take it? The center fielder, Valentina. And no tag up. Valentina runs it in. 2 down. Not deep enough for the sac fly. So 2 outs. Curacao just trying to hang on here, give themselves some kind of chance in the bottom of the 6th inning. Down to their final 3 outs and trailing 3-0. Vin Choi cleanup hitter. There have been a lot of base runners on. You mentioned it for these middle of the order hitters. It's a strike. Flirting with danger when you let these guys come up with so many men on base. 1-1.
Strike. Two and two. Nowhere to put him. Full count, 3-2. That one is crushed.
Foul. But
foul.
That was pretty.
Did that go over that camper out there?
Yeah. He thought he was safe. He thought the camper, you parked the camper there, you're probably okay. You hit it about 300 feet. Well, it was safe because it went over the top of it. It's foul, but that was hammered. Wow. That went right through the skylight on top. That'll woke you up.
Well, boundary calls. Are they asking about taking a look?
I think it's clearly foul, but it was still fun to watch.
Foul pole not quite high enough to get the definitive look. That thing was just crunched. So I would think they would have a hard time coming up with anything that would turn that over. Third base umpire Bruce Klein, and then our left field umpire Juan Solis, who had the best look at it. He's the guy who made the call.
I guess this is one you might as well use it if you've got it. You've got challenges to use, and the worst thing you can do is tell you no in this spot.
Now that's a good look straight down the line.
You can see where it ended up landing over the top of the camper. It was well foul.
And it's going to be ruled a foul ball. That's a fun foul ball.
Yeah. And a big pitch here. Still just a 3-run game. And Nazir Fernandez, you can slow that heartbeat now. And you can make one pitch and get out of it. I like shortening it up with 2 strikes. Spin and hit one 300 feet. Try to drive one the same distance the other way.
Vin Choi looking to do some damage, and a deep breath from Nazir Fernandez. He'll throw again. He struck him out. And that keeps the hopes alive for Curacao. Middle of the 6th, last chance, down 3-0.
Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great.
Okay, I want one of those. I want one of those.
Twist? Twist it up?
I'll take whatever.
Okay. Not picky.
I'm gonna go get one when we're done. How about that?
They're close.
trying to stay undefeated all time. South Korea 11-0 in their history in Williamsport. 3 outs away from their first win in 2016. A team that looks like one of the strong title contenders. Young Park with a curveball to start things off against Marlin, the right-handed hitter. One day, wouldn't it be perfect if this kid plays for Miami in the big leagues?
Make it real easy.
And he got the piece of the umpire. Good cut by the catcher. Final 3 outs for Curacao. They have kept it close despite a lot of scoring opportunities for East Seoul Little League. 3-0. The last thing Park wants to do is start walking hitters and give Curacao a chance. Ball 4. Now that was a pretty good looking pitch, but it's a rally. One more base runner, you get the tying run to home plate. And based on the swing by Yu Bin Choi, the ball's carrying tonight.
Yep. Especially to left.
Christopher Marshall will hit. And this is his first at bat of the game, so he has to hit. We're going to have a pitching change. Well, I thought we were. Pitcher Park started walking off the mound.
Baseball's flying. We got guys running.
Take the ball from him. Well, even if he has,
that doesn't matter.
It's not necessarily a sign. Early in the game with Jung, the starter, on the mound. Isuji, who is the manager, he took the ball away, was talking to his pitcher, and then we thought, okay, that means a pitching change, and he handed it right back. Still in the game. And Park is still in the game. High fives. One way to grow the game. LittleLeague.org/grow the game. The Grow the Game grant program was created to provide local Little Leagues the resources they need for general improvement to expand or establish softball, Little League Challenger Division, Little League Urban Initiative programs. For more information, visit LittleLeague.org/grow the game. Christopher Marshall takes a strike. 12 years old. Curacao down 3-0. Bottom 6. Oh, 2.
Speech worked. Got 2 fastballs to get at 0-2.
Throw a 75-mile-an-hour fastball right on the corner.
Just stick it on the outside black.
1, 2, 3. Go get him.
Sometimes those are the best speeches.
2 strikes.
Came out here to not say much.
0-2. Tried something off speed. Remember, since we expanded to 16 teams, went to this format, no team that has lost its opening round game has gone on to win the overall championship. Doesn't mean that it's impossible, but it's very difficult. Struck him out swinging. First out here in the bottom of the 6th. Back to the fastball.
And all 4 outs so far for Sanghong Park have been on the strikeout. This is just sticking a fastball. 4 strikeouts, all swinging, all on the fastball.
Yeah, that's a perfect pitch. Yep. So here's Nazir Fernandez. Need another base runner to get the tying run to home plate. Oh for 2, Fernandez. That's the pitcher. There's one, and that's all they'll get, but they make sure they get the out. 2 down.
Pretty good hands by Rue, the shortstop, right there too, because that throw came from about 4 feet away. Sung-Hyun Kim does a good job to get to this. It looks like maybe the pitcher Park is going to make the play. Gets past him. Watch how close it is to make this flip. Just kind of have to hug that one in for Rue, but he holds on to it, gets a big second out at second base.
Yeah, he must not have realized how close he was to the bag. Good job by the shortstop. Curacao down to its final out. D'Angelo Valentina trying to keep the game alive. Center fielder. He gets time granted. Same pitch.
Works pretty well at any level.
The winner here takes on Canada with the gigantic win for their Little League program over Japan. Curaçao's down to its final strike, 0-2. Curacao, if they lose this game, they'll have to play Japan to keep their Little League World Series hopes alive. Park was not getting the sign he wanted from his catcher.
Play.
Did he get a piece? No. The catcher's throw is there in time. That completes the putout, and that ends the game. What a play by Jun Seo Cho. The throw to first to complete that strikeout.
An impressive job from Sang-Hoon Park, who came into this ballgame in the 5th inning. At that time, it was a 2-0 game. Struck out 5 of the 7 he faced, but 5 of the 6 outs were on strikeouts. Presence of mind by Jun Seo Cho, who did a great job behind the plate today. Make the throw, complete the play.
I mean, if you don't get him, the tying run comes up.
Yep.
So you got a chance where one swing could tie the game.
Last play of every game is always reviewable. So I think taking a look just to make sure this was not a foul ball. It didn't sound like it. It sounded like the only sound was it hitting the mask.
So before we can have the handshakes, everybody's got to wait in place, which in some ways is kind of a fitting way for this one to end. It was a strange game
from the beginning,
right from the start. But ultimately, it looks like it's going to be another win for South Korea. And the Little Leaguers from Seoul, in their history coming here, will stay undefeated all time. So here on the international side, Panama, Australia will meet Sunday 11 Eastern. And then at 5 Eastern, same spot on ESPN, Canada and South Korea. Some surprises, I think, on the international side.
Australia through and have an elimination game of Japan and Curacao. That'll be tomorrow.
I mean, Japan, Mexico, and Curacao all face elimination in their second game of the Little League World Series. So that's pretty amazing. Gives you an idea of the depth of the field on the international side. I think what they are reviewing is what you mentioned, whether it was a foul ball or not. And it is official. It was not a foul ball. It was strike 3, and that means officially this game is over. South Korea gets the 3-0 win.
Impressive for South Korea. We started to see the power come later on in this too. 2 runs in the first inning without a hit. Bats came alive later on, and they win this one 3-0.
And you do wonder whether that will mean more big hits to come for South Korea as their Little League World Series journey rolls on. They beat Curacao by the final of 3-0 in the nightcap on the international side. For Kyle Peterson, for Marisol Castro, I'm Dave Fleming. Saying so long from Williamsport. Now it's time to send you off to Sports Center.